So I kind of did a bad thing and I didn't tell anybody. Um, we were either going to build a Ford Bronco for SEMA 2021, or we're going to build a foxbody Mustang. But nobody's seen the foxbody Mustang. I had it stashed at my friend's Mike's. So I kind of looked for a rust-free donor car, and I reached out some friends in the car community, and I found one a guy bought that was going to make a drag car out of. So it's a 1988, I think it's an LX or it's a GT Aero car, I don't really even know, but I gave him about $1,000 cash for it, and it looked rust-free, so that's going to be our SEMA car. So my wife kind of knows about this car, the accountant kind of knows about this car, a few of the employees know about it, but no one's seen it, and I've had it hidden, and I bought it about a month ago, so we're going to bring it to the shop and take it out and see what everybody thinks. It should be interesting. I guess we'll see if this pisses everybody off or not, right? It's not pretty, but it'll work. So I bought this car a little sight unseen in the dark, so the guy I bought it from, I kind of knew, and he was gonna make a drag car out of it, so he said it was pretty rust-free. The body on the outside is pretty rust-free, but I see a little bit of stuff in the floorboards now that it's daylight, and it's a month later I'm dragging it out. So nothing a sandblaster and a welder won't fix though. Well, now you can see the cars out of the trailer. Let's just take a walk around and kind of see what we have. So, I mean, I have the title. I haven't even looked, to be honest with you. I know that the VIN number matched, but it's either a GT or an LX. It's going to tack red lines at 6,000 RPM. So I assume it was like a V8 LX and somebody put some GT stuff on it. But we're going to make it like a GT Aero coupe. So it's a 2 headlighted, more aerodynamic with a splitter in the front. Kind of the thoughts on the car is it's got some like home paint job on it, like somebody's house paint, literally. We'll gut the whole car and then we'll put on the rotisserie. We'll sandblast it underneath, make sure if there's any rust that we fix it. Right now we're kind of leaning to the Detroit Speed kit for the front and the rear suspension. We're going to put the Ford Godzilla in with the Indy Power Products oiling system and front engine dress and a T56 Magnum. And kind of the thought was they make a carbon fiber aero hatch for it. It's got the nice 1988 dealer installed sunroof that probably leaks like a son of a bitch. So we'll chop the roof skin off, put new skin on it anyway when we do the cage. Probably put carbon doors on it. And since this has steel quarters, instead of trying to make them out of carbon, I think what I'll probably do is go in here and I'll just wide body this thing myself out of sheet metal so I can make it look SEMA presentable and get it done. Something to keep in mind, this is mid-May and SEMA's in November, so we haven't even started on our car yet. Up front, it looks like it's got fenders off something else because I don't think the car was green originally. I think it was black, but I don't know. We'll dig into it a little bit later and try to figure it out. It's got some fiberglass, like street racing thing with some carriage bolts and some hood locks. It looks like it's kind of bowed in the middle. It's not in very good shape. The front bumper cover, like I said, all I really cared about was the core chassis and that it wasn't rotten. The rest of the stuff we'll take care of over time. You got that nice 1980s clear coat that cracks and sun fades and is beat to crap. Awesome Ford engineering. This brings me back to the 80s, 90s when I worked on these cars. Yeah, the speedo goes to 140. It's red lines at like 6,000 to 7,000 RPM. It's got some Looks like a Chinese, Taiwanese tack, oil pressure, engine gauge combo thing in it. Factory air car, it was a stick, so I mean, we'll probably put Willwood pedals and stuff in it, but the pedal geometry and being able to drive this car with some good seats in it, it was, I think it might have been a GT because it's got the power lumbar and all sorts of adjustments on the seats. Some Mustang guy will probably go nuts and say, oh man, I need those seats out of this car. It's a 5-lug car. It looks like it's got aftermarket axles in it, like somebody was 10 factory, motive gear, Chicago, Illinois. So somebody's, maybe it's got some rear end in it or something and they were racing it at one time. I mean, it was real popular to race these cars in the 80s and 90s. I mean, it was the foxbody Mustangs, especially the 5-liter ones, kicked ass on the Camaros a lot of times. You know, it's got the GT taillights in it. You know, with those little like louvered slots. I don't have keys for it, I don't think. I'll have to dig around. But anyway, we'll blow the car apart and we'll see what happens by November. But it's just a typical car project. Just get in it and work. So we got the hood open. I never saw the car underneath. There's some rust under here. Foxbody Mustangs have a bolt-in K-member, so there's a few bolts in this area and down there, and basically the whole front suspension just drops out of these cars. It's kind of handy for working on them. So kind of what we're thinking is we'll do the Detroit Speed front end on it with, and it gets rid of these whole towers here. And we'll chop this out. There's some rust on that side, so we'll have to get rid of that. The idea is to try to get the Godzilla to bolt in and then offer some of the parts like with the Detroit Speed stuff and a set of headers for it. So the Godzilla and a T56 will bolt in a Foxbody. And hopefully we can maybe even try to get a golden ticket for the SEMA Optima Ultimate Street Car stuff with a fresh SEMA build. That's always fun to do. You build a car, maybe start it up, drive it around the block, and then take it to SEMA and then go race it on a track. Yeah, we're gonna push the car into the body shop, let it sit for a little while. We got enough stuff going on here. I guess it's a good thing I don't sleep a lot and I don't hang out at the bars. So it'll be pontoon boat and Foxbody Mustang all summer 2021.